feel sometimes in teaching, we brand children, we group children, we say every child has to do this. Actually, every child is unique. So if your teacher out there doesn't know your child in the first day, then you need to move schools. So whether you love drawing, whether you love PE, whatever that is, you are going to love school. And school, and child actually said to me, "You're looking really tired today." I was like, "I am." They're like, "You can't be tired, you're a teacher." And I'm thinking,
hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Tommy. I am a photographer, a teacher by profession, and I love to tell stories. I love to find amazing people that walk around this earth, it doesn't matter what they're doing, and sit down and just converse with them. One of such amazing people today with me is the lovely Amy. Hi! But before I get to that, please like, share and subscribe. For everybody who is on this journey with me, thank you so much for subscribing. Please continue to subscribe and support. So, today I've got a wonderful, beautiful, look at her, lady. I bet you cannot guess what job it is that she does. I'll let you guess, keep guessing. So Amy, I would like you to introduce yourself to the viewers.
Thank you, Tommy. Very, very nice of you. My name is Amy. I am from Manchester. I love shopping. It's one of my things. I love clothes. I love going out to the malls. I love spending time with friends. I'm a bit of a netball player. I do love to get on the court every now and then when I'm not injured. I love boxing and sort of the gym side of things. And I love nothing more than waking up, putting a podcast in and going for a lovely walk before everyone else is awake. I feel like I've achieved something before everyone else.
I need to be like Amy. Amy's really good with that. I am the lazy one. Wake up as late as I can, go to bed as late as I can, no walking, no exercising, no netball.
Get them steps in.
Nothing whatsoever. So, Amy, what you and I have in common, like my subscribers would know, in my videos, I always tell them that I'm a teacher. Yep. So the reason why I wanted to interview you or talk to you today is because not a lot of people know what early years teaching is about, you know, and I think it's about time that people do understand what we do and how and the importance of it. So this really is for anybody out there who has a young one at home, between the ages of 3 and 5. What is it that early years teachers do? We're not babysitters, because sometimes I think people think we are. We're not babysitters. So we're going to just get into the conversation now to find out a lot more about what we do. So how long have you been teaching, Amy?
I've been teaching 7 years.
Okay.
I actually started off in primary, so I've come from year 5 to year 4, right the way down to pre-K, and now I'm teaching KG1, which in the UK is reception.
Reception. So what are the differences between teaching grade 4 children or year 4 children as opposed to KG children?
Totally different, but just as hard, just as demanding, and if anything, I think the younger ones need a lot more from you. I think by the time they're in the year 4 and 5, they have got those independent skills, and this is why early years is so important. It's the foundation of the child. If they don't have those basic skills, communication, social skills being a huge one, especially for me, then they do really struggle throughout school.
So the thing is, for early years teachers like Amy and myself, we feel it, we hear it sometimes that, oh, you know, they just play down there. Yeah. They don't do much, you know, and usually people would come from, you know, higher grades, will come downstairs, and they're very much like, oh, all these little beings. How do you cope having 25 little children running around, demanding your attention? And it just comes back to the passion and the love that we have for those kids. If you want to get into teaching, like, what are those skills that you need for those very, very little ones?
Yeah, I think it is sort of like you're saying, it's so unique to work with such young children. You've got to remember, these children have, a lot of them, especially in COVID, they haven't been exposed to other adults, they haven't been exposed to new environments. The day they start school, you have to love and care from the minute you meet them at the door, when the mums are crying more than them about coming into school. You have to show them love and care. If you have that embedded, you'll be a successful teacher. You've got to be very hands-on. Every child is unique. I think that's a really important matter. I feel sometimes in teaching, we brand children, we group children, we say every child has to do this. Actually, every child is unique. You need to know what they love, what they don't like, you know, where their journey is, what their home life is like. It's so much more than teaching. And I think, like you say, people have this perception that they are playing, but they're learning so much.
What about with parents? That's a really, really tricky one, because in early years we get to meet the parents, I feel like, a lot more than they do in the older years, because parents come in, especially on the first day, to drop off their kids, and the parents are crying, the kids are crying, they don't want to let go. Obviously, it's a big transition from home into school. So this is a really key one for all you parents out there, especially if your child is going to go to an early years classroom soon. You really need to listen to this. Honestly, this is for you. So, Amy, I'm going to throw this question at you. How can you appease parents? Because I know that sometimes parents that are watching, sometimes before they drop their kids off, you know, a lot of the parents will still hang about, especially if it's been really traumatic for that child to let go of mom or dad. And parents they're very worried.
Yeah.
What is it that we do as early years teachers that those children, by the end of the first week, they're fine?
I think, understandably, you know, a child is everything to their parent. It's their baby, and I think it's actually harder for the parent a lot of the time than the child, because the child, once they've had that first day of settling, they want to come back. They see the cars, they see the dinosaurs, they see children coming together to sing and dance, and they go to their PE lessons. So for them, honestly, I don't think it's as hard. I think for the parents, they really need to learn, and as hard as this is to say, to let go. They have to let go. They have to know and trust where they're going. So the parents, number one, they have to trust the teacher. Once they're happy with the school, trust that teacher, get that relationship, and the teacher wants to know you just as much as you want to know them.
I bet you there are loads of parents out there thinking, where can I find this teacher right here? I want my child to go here, you know. Suppose, Amy, there's a mother who's watching right now, and she's a little bit, oh, my child is going to pre-KG very soon. What is that one piece of advice that you will give to her?
Personally, prepare your child. Give them steps. Allow your child to become independent. They can't just go to school and be expected from us to learn everything. They need to know the basics. They need to know how to get dressed in the morning. They need to have routine. They need to be excited about what they want to do, you know, from the get-go. And I think some parents, they don't want to let go, but at the same time, they sometimes say to teachers, oh, do it this way, do it that way. Again, going back to the idea, you have to trust the teacher. The teacher knows exactly what your child needs. And if they're approachable and they're that really personable teacher, they will get to know your child like that. And I always remember when I did my training, someone said to me, you should know the names of the children in your class after the first day. And if you don't, you're not natural with children. So if your teacher out there doesn't know your child in the first day, then you need to move schools.
What if there is a little boy who is a little anxious as well, and they're going to be starting school in September, and they're a little bit like, oh, mommy, and mommy's preparing them and all of that. What would you say to that little boy or that little girl?
I would just say you have to be confident and be a little bit brave, and know that your teacher will do everything they can for you. And also remember, your teacher probably loves you just as much as mummy. So whether you love drawing, whether you love PE, whatever that is, you are going to love school, and school is going to be your safe place. That's what I would say. You know who I can see? I can actually see the children I teach now and when they arrive, and they're just so cute. And I think, again, having that background knowledge of the child, knowing what they love, even little things like at the arrival, so when they get to school, if I know they love a dinosaur, the dinosaur's going to appear. If I know they're really interested in reading, come into my classroom, I've got a lovely reading corner, you know, and there's books in there that are going to excite you. But at the same time, things like that you might not have to entice them. I think just being smiley, being warm, reassuring them, you know, showing them their routines from the get-go, and I think they do naturally warm to you.
How would you do? What 3 words would you use to describe teachers generally?
Teachers, I think they're very innovative. That's my big one. They are full of ideas. You have to be creative. You cannot sit down and just take it as it comes. So innovation, I think motivation, you have to wake up every morning wanting to go to see the children, wanting to see the children progress. So innovation, motivation, and to be honest, my third one is friendly. You have to be friendly. These children, these babies as I call them, even though they're like 4 and 5, they need to feel safe. They have to be loved from day one. And I think if you're not friendly, personally, don't be a teacher.
Especially an early years teacher.
Yeah, especially early years.
So for all the teachers who are out there who think teaching is easy, or for the parents also who are watching who think our job, oh, it's easy, it is hard work. It is hard work, it's demanding, and it takes a lot of patience, because like we said, if you have 25 children, you know, demanding your attention at the same time, it is hard work. So the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, I was watching one of his interviews and he referred to teachers. Well, he said there are 2 types of teachers. There's a fake teacher and there's a real teacher. According to him, a fake teacher is basically a teacher who teaches children who, you know, they know nothing about, they don't really have passion for. So a teacher who is teaching kids accounting, but he's not an accountant, you know.
Okay.
I think it's different for us as early years teachers, because in order to be able to teach that child the skills that we teach them, you know, like you said, communication, personal, social, emotional, do you think we are under the bracket of fake teachers?
I get sort of quite deep into these conversations because as a person, I love the children. I go in for the children.
Right.
But education, what it tells us to do, unfortunately, it is a scheme. You will teach this, you will cover this, you will teach this. That side of it, you could argue and say that's fake, because does every child have to stick to a set curriculum? When some children aren't naturally good at math, they aren't naturally good at English, whereas if we love children and we care about children, to me that they're real teachers. Some teachers go into the profession, and I've heard this, don't quote me, and said, I'm in teaching because I like the holidays.
Oh, wow.
That, to me, is a fake teacher. They're doing it as a 9-to-5 job. A real teacher puts everything into it. You know, even when you leave the classroom, you're thinking about it. What we like sometimes, we'll share ideas in the evening. We put emails together at night for parents. Like, we're always thinking about the next thing. I think fake teachers are ones that go in, tick the boxes and go home. I think having that love, care, empathy, and all that package, that communication with parents and knowing that child, that's a real teacher. And I think, yes, we do have to teach certain things, but I think sometimes the curriculum should be a little bit more free. Going back to that part at the beginning, I said, early years has provision, it has physical development, it has fine motor skills. You can go off into the corner and role play and suddenly become a king and a queen if you want to be.
Exactly.
But then you get told to go into primary, literally within a year later, when you go into year 1, you're going to sit down, you're going to write, and we're going to take everything from the national curriculum. You will learn how to count to 40. You will. That, to me, does it work? I don't know. Are we told by society, tick, 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 A-levels, tick, 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 uni, tick, tick, tick. There's so much more than that, and it's about that and what you've got here rather than ticking those boxes.
Personally, for myself, I feel as a teacher now that I'm not as respected. When I first started teaching, actually, I could see it vanishing. How do you feel as a teacher now?
Yeah, so I think, as we were saying years ago, a teacher was a really, really respected profession, almost like a doctor.
Right.
It was like doctor, teacher, nurse, they were up there, I think as time's going on, I think children have lost respect for adults in some societies, not all. You know, I come from Manchester in the UK, inner city Manchester. They don't care what the teacher says the majority of the time, yet some go there for their safe place because they love their teacher. So you've got a balance there. Yet the private schools, they are a little bit more respectful. They do see, you know, what their teacher's there for. I think parents and that respect has probably declined. I think when you go into it 7 years ago, what you say goes, whereas I think parents have a lot of opinions now, and maybe you could do it this way. Sometimes that works nicely if you're trying to, you know, really help a child, but teaching, we know what we're doing, we've got that expertise, but is it actually credited like it used to be? Probably not. And a lot of my friends would say. A lot of my friends have left the teaching profession as well. So that shows sometimes, after so many years, is it becoming just a normal job now.
So that's the thing which really scares me, because I have a passion for these kids as well, and that's the number one thing a teacher needs to have. You need to have that passion. And if all the passionate teachers feel worthless and they're leaving the profession, and the ones who, oh, I'm just there for the holidays, are coming in, then we're going to have a big problem in the education system. So I would say to any parent that's out there, if you have a teacher that you know, because parents know, you know that this teacher is working hard, they love your child, please, 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 on behalf of all the teachers in the world, please support them.
Yeah.
Communication is key, like we said. Just support them. If there's anything that you love to talk to them about, just be open with them. Be very, very open with them, you know, and just let your feelings be known, you know. Just be open.
That's all we want. We want the best for every child. Every morning I'm saying, when we wake up and that drive to go to work, to see their eyes and how much they love you, you know? Like, for instance, I was dismissing today at school. A little one from my class is shouting, Miss Isabel, Miss Isabel, as though he's not seen me for about a year. He saw me an hour before. And it's that love that they're so excited to see you and work hard for you, that actually the parents need to be just as on board and understand that everything we're doing, literally that, you know, sweat, blood, everything is for the children. And that's why we go into the profession.
Thank you so, so much for hanging with me. Amy, before we go, I asked some teenage children to tell me what they feel about teachers, and I got the most interesting replies from them. So I can remember some of them. Some of them said, you know, inspiring, some of them said hardworking, some of them said lovely. But then we did have those children who said, you know, old, frumpy. I know, they said frumpy, they said frumpy, and I just thought, excuse you. So teachers are not old and frumpy, and you know, I think
we may feel like that sometimes,
especially during the end of term, where you know,
and
we're
maybe in school we might not always look the best.
But honestly, our teachers are just normal, everyday people. You know, we have feelings, we have a laugh, you know, we have
a life as well.
We have a life as well. We don't live there. Like when we see kids sometimes in, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, in a mall, and they're looking at you like, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, why are you shopping? Why are you enjoying your meal?
And they say things to us like, what funny things the kids say to you? They say things to you like, you don't have a mummy. You can't have a mummy.
I think one day a child actually said to me, you're looking really tired today. I was like, I am. They were like, you can't be tired, you're a teacher. And I'm thinking, you know, that shows the one time maybe the smile's not quite there. They know, because we are their superheroes, and we are that safe place for them. So please love your teachers.
Love your teachers.
Because we love the children.
Exactly. We go all out for those kids. So thank you so much for chilling with Amy and I. I hope the parents especially, and the teachers, you've learned something from this. As a pupil, just be positive when you go out, you know, especially when you're dropping your kids off. Have a smile on your face, greet the teacher, say goodbye to your child. It really sets the day well for that child and for the teacher, you know. That's my advice. Do you have any final thoughts to the parents?
Yeah, just like sort of what Tommy said, just be honest from day one, be open with your teacher. They really want to get to know you. So as much as maybe you see it as, oh, I dropped my child and that's what they do, but actually it's so much more than that. And I hope all of this has really taught you something, that we are superheroes for your child. So please support and help us as much as you can.
I couldn't have said it better than that myself. Thank you so much for hanging with Amy and I. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below that you would like us to answer for you in terms of starting school and, you know, communicating with your teacher and stuff like that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. At the moment, I'm on 470 something subscribers, so I'm trying to get to 500. So please subscribe, share with everybody that you know. And I hope this has encouraged somebody or inspired somebody. And yeah, thank you so much. Good morning, good night, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. And keep living life.
Please support her. She's amazing.
Thank you. Bye.